Welcome back to the news at 10. The vulnerable in society, particularly girls and women, could stand a chance of survival if empowered through skills acquisition. The founder of the Lady Mechanic Initiative, Sandra Agwebo, has continued to blaze the trail in the field of engineering. She reveals that her outfit has since trained over 1,000 people in 5 different states.
It's another day at the office for Miss Nkiruka Oswago. She's one of many female apprentices at the Lady Mechanic Workshop inside the Edo State Government House premises in Benin City, the state capital.
When I started the work, I was thinking maybe it was going to be a challenge, a very big one. When I started working, I enjoyed myself. Like one day not being in the workshop is like I'm not okay, because I like being around men. I love making them my friends. So working with them is pleasure. The
arrangement is an empowerment scheme in line with the present administration's vision of wealth creation through skills acquisition. The Lady Mechanic Workshop also takes charge of all Edo State government's vehicles in the areas of maintenance, repairs and refurbishment.
We're focusing on education, strengthening the educational system in the areas where people are more prone to the issues of trafficking, but more importantly, to create opportunities for people, boys and girls, so they don't have a need to travel, that they can make as much money at home and then, taking the risks. And this is one of the examples. You can see these women working as mechanics, they're acquiring skills, they're well paid and fully engaged.
With over 1,000 persons trained since its establishment, the Lady Mechanic Initiative is a dream which has come to fruition. The initiator, Sandra Agwebo, says the enterprise is gender sensitive. She explains that her ultimate goal is to reach out to as many women as possible in a society where the men are slightly more favored.
The name Lady Mechanic came because we have to focus on women, strictly women. Through the inception of the Lady Mechanics since 2004, we've been able to empower women as auto mechanics and auto electricians. For you to be in the garage and finding some male here is because they are doing body work. They are the ones spraying the car. But when you come back in another 2 years, you see that women will start being the ones spraying these vehicles.
Since establishment in 2004, the Lady Mechanic Initiative has been empowering vulnerable girls and women with mechanical and technical skills for a better life.
Let's slide into Enugu, which is known as the coal city for its rich endowment in coal and other solid minerals. But prior to the discovery of oil, that is, in the country, coal mines in Iva, Onyama and Opara drew workers from all over the country and provided materials for construction and power generation, all of which have today been relegated. Our community report tonight focuses on the need to revive this ailing industry.
This is one site that once held the key to the country's economic window. Rich in coal, limestone, lead and other solid minerals. People from all walks of life trooped here to work in the various mines that dotted the landscape, from which coal was also extracted to power the Oji power generation station, supplying electricity to the entire eastern region.
Power was more than steady, like this old eastern region. I call it normally. You can't see power off. You can't see power off day and night.
However, the narrative changed with the discovery of oil in the Niger Delta. The Nigerian Railway Corporation and the Electricity Corporation of Nigeria began converting their engine rooms from coal to diesel-powered equipment. Many mines became redundant and subsequently abandoned. This has remained the case till date, with dilapidated buildings and coal residues scattered everywhere. Farmers in the community have taken to vegetable farming in the area as a result of the spring water available. The Enugu Iva main mine, established in 1921, has a settlement built by the colonial masters, which right now has become a shadow of what it used to be. And for the inhabitants, some of whom are old staff of the mines, life is not the same again.
The ones surviving have been imprisoned. How? None of these people have gotten their full rights since retirement or since close down of the industry. Secondly, a good number of them have not even got to the entitlements paid at all. Some paid, 1/3, half, thereabouts, various degrees of levels of payment, but not completely.
There are numerous benefits derivable from coal mining, and according to Paulinus Okoye, the deposits in the state are capable of putting an end to the power crisis in the country.
You can use coal to produce light oil for aviation. You can use coal to produce fertilizer. You can use coal to produce sulfuric acid, chemicals. You can also use coal to produce all these perfumes, fertilizer, and so on and so forth.
In a recent visit to the state, the Ministry of Solid Minerals expressed the federal government's resolve to get the mines up and running again.
We still have a sizable amount of coal that is untouched. And our interest is to work in partnership with not only the state government, but also the host communities to address the problems that have been associated with the abandonment of these sites.
The state government would want to see Enugu back in the limelight and therefore requests that anything that would support this dream be brought to the table.
Enugu State is endowed with other minerals such as limestone, sandstone, lead, and zinc and gas. It must, however, interest you to know that mining leases or licenses for most of these minerals, covering almost every part of Enugu State, were awarded and have been held for years by companies that have shown little or no interest whatsoever in extracting the minerals. We are compelled to describe them, if you permit, as ghost miners.
As the federal government explores the path of diversification, what the people of Enugu would expect is to see talk transformed into action.
The Nasarawa state government is worried about the effects of epileptic power supply on businesses in the state. To tackle the problem, the state government is working with the National Integrated Power Project to ensure steady electricity supply. Part of the arrangements, according to officials, is the provision of 330 kVA transformers in the state. Nasarawa State, since its creation in 1996, has been grappling with epileptic power supply. This has no doubt affected its economy, as the use of generating sets is the only option for businesses to thrive. Namdi Mosu, an auto painter, and Lawrence Mayangua, a painter, speak on their challenges.
Greatly have affected us seriously. On a daily basis, I almost run my business with petrol, that generator precisely. And in a day, I use up to 10 liters of petrol per day. So you can imagine, times it by the 6 days of the week, and you know what it is.
It affects my business because sometimes, even if I have a challenge on my generator, my customers have to wait until I go and repair it because I don't have about 2 generators. Even NEPA will give us bill without light. So even if they give light, the light is not that strong. So it is our earnest prayer that if government should do something about it, it's very good because it will also help us.
The government, however, says it's not resting on its oars as it has moved to tackle the problem through a synergy with the National Integrated Power Project. According to officials, arrangement is in top gear for the provision of 33 kVA transformers in the state. The governor says the project is a fulcrum for industrial development.
This project to us in Nasarawa State is a cash cow. It's a fulcrum, it's a foundation, it's a springboard for industrial, economic, and commercial development. Every citizen of Nasarawa State is only waiting for NIPP and AKAY to commence this project.
The Commissioner of Works, Mr. Wada Yahaya, assures of steady power supply when the project is completed.
You can imagine when 330 kV is dropped, with the fact that it is going to be the biggest in the northern Nigeria, with a double of 100 by 150 MVA and 4 of 60 MVA, I think we'll have more than enough. And with the assurance of the company, it will be a sort of a mini generation plant, because the power will now be transported back to Abuja and other areas instead of us consuming from Abuja. So the issue of having sufficient power, I think, is an understatement.
Residents of the state are anticipating that after completion of the project, businesses will come alive, which in turn will boost the economy of the state.